Hello, friends. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful week. It is time to do a research video, and today I'm going to revisit something that I've done in the past, but it has been over a year, and that is Plush. So I really like to do the research videos on stuff that you might not realize has value, and you're walking by it every day. So if you're a collector, you might enjoy seeing what the top selling Plush are right now, and these are eBay sales. They are not my eBay sales. So this is just research that I'm doing to educate myself and also help to educate those of you that are collectors or even resellers like myself. And Plush is everywhere for like 50 cents, a dollar. It's at yard sales, it's at thrift stores, it's at estate sales, it's everywhere. And there are some that are very, very valuable, and I really want you to know those. And there are also hundreds and thousands of ones that are worth $30, $40, $50. If you turn a dollar into 30, 40, or 50, that's a great day, right? Like, you're not going to get that profit in return from any other business that I'm aware of, not that fast. And if you find the popular ones, you can do very well. So I will tell you, as far as myself and some of my friends, I have bought like life-size 48-inch Muppets that sold for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and they sold pretty fast. A good friend of mine, which she doesn't make YouTube videos anymore, my friend Dale up in Pennsylvania, she got 2 pink puppy Build-A-Bear dolls for $3 each at a garage sale. She got 2 of them. I think one sold for $700 and the other sold for $1,200 from $3 at a garage sale. And they were both paid for, they were both shipped, and she got positive feedback. So that's just a couple from my experience as well as my friends. If you have had some amazing Plush finds like that, drop them down in the comments for us. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you my top 25 picks for Plush that have sold in the last 3 months on eBay, and it is 2025. We are starting off with a Coach and Disney collaboration. This is a Donald Duck leather large plush doll, new at tag, sold for $899. This is one I don't think you're probably going to find for a good deal, but really, you never know. I have found some things that have absolutely blown my mind over the years. So here you can see it does still have the tags. The whole thing is actually leather. I'll zoom in here, and it does have the Coach tag there on the back. This would sell for quite a bit of money even if it was not new. So keep your eye out. There are countless different Coach and Disney collaborations. Next up, this is a Douglas Delos German Spitz Sammy the Samoyed plush. It does say from 2011. It is rare. And this one's not even vintage and sold for $950. And I did not know this name, so definitely one to learn. And hopefully, yep, it looks like we're going to get the tags here. It is only a 12-inch plush. There is the Douglas, the Cuddle Toy tag. And here you can see douglastoys.com. And it said it was made by Douglas Cuddle Toys for the Henry Flagler Museum, only produced in 2011. It says it's a 16-inch, but with their ruler that looked like it was 12. It does say it's a premium release, and a name that I was not familiar with. Definitely keep your eye out for Douglas Toys, and maybe you'll get lucky and find one like this. Next up, if you do not know, there are quite a few Jellycat plush that are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is one of them. This is a vintage Jellycat pudding frog plush, $950 sale with one picture. Always blows my mind with like a simple title, one picture, and the hundreds and hundreds of dollar sale. But definitely keep your eye out for this Jellycat frog. I saw a couple other listed around the $700 to $800 point, but this one was a sold comp at that $950. Next up is actually the only Stife in this video, and I was very, very surprised at that. So make sure you know the name Stife, because Stife is typically worth hundreds, if not at least 50. I just listed a couple of Stife myself. I do see them on online estate auctions quite a bit. So this is a Stife Paddington limited edition bear, 24 inches. It's number 372 of 500. And this one sold for $900. Amazing sale. Stife is something you want to know. This one looks to be in excellent condition. And they put a tag, please look after this bear. Very, very clean. You can see made in Germany, the Stife collection. That is the tag that you need to know and look out for. A couple of people actually messaged me and told me they had found Stifes in the bins, which is absolutely crazy. Pay $1 for it, turn it into hundreds. This seller, though, obviously did not get it from the bins. It's in its original box with its certificate of authenticity and an excellent sale at $900. Next up is some super rare vintage 1983. These are from the grand opening of Tokyo Disneyland. It does say must see. There was a best offer accepted on $995. If you would like to know what was accepted, you can go look it up on eBay's Terapeak. That is free, and see exactly what they accepted. So here you can see grand opening April 15th, 1983. Really, really good condition, very clean. They were originally $2.50. How incredible is that? And this was a U.S. seller. It was out of New York City, and an excellent, excellent sale. Best offer accepted on $995. Next up is a Jag Giant Timber Wolf. It does say rare large plush. This one sold for $1,000. This is a name I was not familiar with. And here we'll take a look. It's laying over that foosball table. And this is the tag. So you definitely need to remember that Jag name. So this one was rare and probably the size as well, but Jag was not a name that I was familiar with, and it was worth $1,000. Next up is another one I hadn't heard of, and that is John Wright. So this is a plush toy by John Wright, Pansy. It is a life-size rabbit with the box and certificate. They actually had two of these at the $1,159 point. They have sold one. They do still have one left available. And here you can see it's very, very lifelike. And Pansy, I believe, is the name of the rabbit. There's that certificate. It looks like it's from either 16 or 18. And here you can see it in the box. This one did sell from over in Japan, but I'm not sure if this is a toy maker in the US or one that is over in Japan. So I did look this up real quick, and they're actually a Vermont teddy bear maker, and their plush sell up to $10,000. So they are very expensive normally. I don't see that there's a tag on it, but hopefully if somebody had purchased something this high originally, they would keep that certificate, and you would hopefully find it as they're showing here with the certificate and the box. Next up is the first that was an auction. I believe we have one or two more as well coming up. This is a vintage Elvis Presley toy plush hound dog. This is a promo from 1969 from the Las Vegas Hilton. So this was a 7-day auction. There were 14 different bidders, and it was started at $99. So from $99 up to $1,231 in a week. The demand is definitely there. So if you happen to find this Elvis hound dog, pick it up. Even if you got to pay a couple $100, I would pick it up, because that would still be an amazing profit. Excellent condition, very clean. Here you can see this is Smile Nove Toy Company. It does say from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and there is a little flaw there in the fur, but otherwise a very, very clean plush and an amazing sale at $1,231. Next up is another auction, and I'm showing you this for multiple reasons. One is this probably was a good buy for a reseller. This is a huge lot of vintage Christmas knee hugger pixie felt Japan ornaments, mixed elves, and it's a big bin full of them. So it went to $1,200. Let's say there's 100 of them. That's $12 a piece, and a lot of these are going to be worth $30, $40, $50. So this one was an auction. It was a 7-day auction, and it was started at only 99 cents. So from 99 cents into $12.25. So as a reseller, there are a couple of things here. One is if you find a big collection like this, you could just sell it like this, be done with them all. Or as a reseller, you could buy a collection like this off of eBay, list them individually, and turn it into more profit. So a couple different options with these that you could do. They are showing some of them individual, very, very big box full. I bet money there are more than 100, and I actually see it now. There are 168. Most of them say they were made in Japan. So that is, let's do the math real quick, because again, this definitely is one that you could make money with as a reseller. And it looks like with 168 of them, they paid $7 a piece, which is not bad. And here you can see all the photographs that they put, the Japan stamp, the little knee hugger, tons and tons of pictures here, tons of pixies and elves. They did use all of the available pictures. And this is an amazing sale. If you want to get rid of a collection fast, this is the way to do it. But if you want to make more money, I would definitely separate them out and sell them individually. Up next is kind of the same situation. This is 1983 NFL Huddles collection. It is complete. This is one I would probably want to leave together because it's really cool. It has all 28 teams. You could separate them though. And this does say vintage plush. This set sold for $1,200. I know it is not showing there, unfortunately, but it did. I don't know why sometimes these prices don't show up for us when I open them up in a different screen. I'm trying to scroll to make sure I told you the exact right price that this one sold for. And again, this is a full complete set. That last one wasn't necessarily a set, so that's where I would really be fine breaking it up. But honestly, as a reseller, I'm going to try and get the most profit I can. And that might be by separating them out. However, if you get that money, get it fast, move it fast, and don't have to put the work into listing them individual, you have to kind of weigh that as far as what you want to do with your business model. These were actually, I just found it. These were an auction. There was only one bid and they sold for $1,249. So here you can see, and they're lucky they have stairs, right? A natural setup for these plush. And if you didn't have stairs, I would recommend trying to figure out how to stack these somehow where they would be able to see all of them in that original front picture. I really like to show everything that I'm offering in the sale versus some people will just put a photo of one or two up rather than the entire grouping. I think you will have better luck showing the entire grouping. And here what they are showing is that somebody else has the entire set starting at a $2,500 bid, but there were no bids on that one. So they started it at $1,250, got one bid, and it sold. Next up is a Star Wars real life size Wicket Ewok plush. It does say figure sci-fi fantasy limited to 1,000. So those limited editions are something to remember and watch for. This one sold for $1,480. And I believe this one was out of Japan. Here you can see the Disney and Star Wars tag. And look at the wee tiny one. There, so this one's a big one and an excellent sale at $1,480. Up next is a WWF Wrestling 1988 George the Animal Steel Mine plush doll. It does say new and very rare. This one sold for $1,500. Pay attention to WWF and WWE stuff. It can sell high, as you see here. I've never seen anything like this. I don't think I would have known to get it, but here you can see the WWF logo and the 1988 there. Somebody might have got lucky, found this for $1 and sold it for $1,500. How incredible would that be? It does happen, guys. Pay attention to plush and anything that looks different. Look it up, whether you're able to type it out or use Google Lens to search. Next up is a super cute vintage Rushton. And if you don't know the name Rushton, Rushton is another that is typically pretty much always valuable. This is a vintage Rushton Star Creations Rooster Chicken. It does say rare rubber face plush doll toy. They did have it on a sale for 25% off. It sold for $1,499. Most of these I think look creepy, but I think this one's really cute. So here you can see it with its little magnifying glass in the eye. There's the back. Really, really cute. And I personally know several people who have found Rushton again at the Goodwill bins. They are out there. This one you can see has quite a few condition issues and still sold for $1,500. Next up is another auction, and this is one I have seen. This is a vintage Gund Valentine Honeybee Mine Bee Love rubber face. So the rubber face is one thing to definitely keep an eye out for, regardless of the brand. This was a 7-day auction. There were 10 different bidders, and it was started at $45. So from $45 up to $1,525. Still has its original paper tag, which will increase the value. Really, really neat piece and in good condition for the age. There is that gun tag and an amazing, amazing sale from $49 to $1,525. Next up is another auction, and I would not have known this thing. This is an original vintage 1950s Mr. Bingle plush with red mittens. It does say Goucho Maison Blanche. And this one was an auction. It was a 7-day auction, 2 different bidders. It started at $1,495 and went to $1,525. So it didn't go up much, but $1,500 on this one. So remember this, I would not have known this. I very, very likely would have just walked right past this one. Now I know, though, to look for Mr. Bingle with his bells there. And I am not seeing a tag on this guy, so definitely remember the look and use Google Lens to look stuff up if it catches your eye. We are jumping quite a bit here, and this is another Elvis Hound Dog, but this Elvis Hound Dog had a shopping bag from the Las Vegas Hilton, and it sold for $1,999. And here you can see the Now Elvis Now. Look at that. Original shopping bags, compliments of Elvis and the Colonel, Las Vegas Hilton. How cool is that? Remember this Elvis Hound Dog. This is the second one we've seen. There is a little bit of wear there to the ear. And here again, that Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We did see that tag earlier and an excellent sale. If you have original bags, that can increase the value, and the paper tags do as well. Next up is another one that I probably would have walked by, and it sold for $2,000. This is a vintage 1995 big comfy couch Molly doll, blue dress plush figure. It is another Commonwealth one, 17 inches, $2,000 sale. How incredible is that? Here you can see her with her little underpants. I probably would have straightened her underpants out for a $2,000 sale, I gotta say. It looks like some of her hair might have been cut as well. Unfortunately, we do not see the tag on this one, but remember the Molly doll with the blue dress, and incredible $2,000 sale. Next up is some more Rushton, and some very, very cute Rushton. This is vintage Rushton plus rubber vinyl, Mama Cat and 3 kittens. This one was an auction, but it only got one bid, but they sold for $2,200. Incredible sale. Here you can see the Mama Cat and the 3 kittens. This is another set I probably would not want to split up. So these look to be in excellent condition. There are a couple of spots here and there, but nothing major on these. The faces are in excellent condition, as well as the paint. There is a rust stain on one of the pants. Overall, though, pretty good shape for this age of plush, and an incredible sale. This is why I tell you, if you are going to do an auction, always start it at the lowest that you are willing to take, because if you get one bid only, you want to be happy with that sales price. How crazy looking is this guy? This is a vintage 1950s, another Gund, rubber face, adorable devil, adorable devil. I don't know how those two go together, but it says adorable devil. Plush doll, red velvet. They did put Rushton. This one was an auction, and it was a 5-day auction. So this one was a shorter length. There were 7 different bidders. This one was started at $325 and went up over $2,000 to $2,377. Again, rubber faces, watch them. This one definitely would have caught my eye. I'm not sure that I would have put that it was an adorable devil. Here you can see a few of the flaws that they are pointing out. There is the gun creation tag, and an excellent, excellent sale to go up from that starting bid over $2,000 to end at $2,377. Next up is a Rushton fish, and I've seen this fish in multiple plush videos I've done. This is a vintage Rushton Start Creations Goldie Fish Marineland rubber plush face. $3,199 for this plush. How incredible is that? Here you can see they do have the original paperwork laminated, which is pretty cool, and they're showing that this one was listed at $5,000. There's another one listed at $3,259, and in a box. This one was kept in immaculate condition after it was purchased. There is that Rushton Creation Atlanta, Georgia tag, and incredible sale. If you find a $3,000 plush, you're definitely gonna have a good day. So keep your eye out for this fish. Next up is one that definitely would be very, very hard to find. This is a Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 16 plush. All of the plush in the original display. Definitely going to be a hard find, definitely rare, and it sold for $3,500. But you never know. Somebody found this thing, right? Why not you? There is the back. An incredible find by this seller, and an incredible sale at $3,500. All right, another auction with a short title and one picture, and is sold for $4,395. This is vintage Care Bears. Now, the big thing with this one is that it has all the cousins. So your main Care Bears were very much overproduced, but the cousins weren't as popular, so their supply is much less. So that is what caused these to be so valuable. So watch for Care Bears that aren't Care Bears. Watch for the cousins. Watch for the ones you don't see as often. Those are the ones that are going to be valuable. All right, the number one selling for this video, hanging from a ceiling fan, is a My Pet Monster that sold for $5,000. There is no box here. This is used. This is a vintage ultra rare yellow giggly eyes. That's the big thing. The giggly eyes sold for $5,000. There were multiple that sold over 4,500. This is not a fluke. Watch for this monster. Here you can see him on the ground. Giggly eyes, shake me. I don't know if he works. Yeah, maybe their eyeballs just move around. He might not be electronic, but pretty decent condition overall on this one, and an excellent sale. You can see here the 1988 Giggly Eyes Monster. $5,000 for a plush. If you don't think they're out there, they are. You just have to make sure to keep your eyes open. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. If you weren't aware of Plush, hopefully you are now. Again, there are tons of them for $50 to $100. Check them out. My advice is really just watch for the ones that look different. You look at the tags, you can see years on them. So if they're vintage and they're cheap, I typically will pick them up if they're in good condition. Let me know which one caught you most off guard. And definitely let us know if there are other brands of high dollar plush that you sell down in the comments so everybody can learn along with myself. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one.